bomb went off. This is their own words, made that day. They just ignored it. Just like Building 7 was ignored in the 9/11 Commission report. It's not in there, like it never happened.
You think the firemen knew something was up?
New York City Fire Department knows exactly what happened, and they've been told, you know, not to comment on it. They know. These are my brothers.
It's your family.
These are the guys I went to fight fires with. These are the guys I grew up with. They don't see how, you know, when you lose my friend Mike Kiefer, he was the only son. He was going to get married. He had a whole life ahead of him. His parents were devastated. So you have all this, you know, collateral damage on top of that people don't see that. And it just infuriates me that something like this could take place. These people that did it don't even care about that, you know. You killed some of the best people in this country. You murdered them.
They were collateral damage in the government's plot to have an excuse to start a war. What do you think Al-Qaeda's role in all of this was?
I think Al-Qaeda is made up. The FBI came out, I believe it was 2006, and actually said, this is verifiable, they had no concrete evidence linking Osama bin Laden with 9/11. Osama bin Laden worked for the Central Intelligence Agency in Afghanistan. He helped us fight the Russians when they were in Afghanistan.
Okay.
He was a CIA operative. The CIA helped orchestrate 9/11. It was their plan. George Bush's father was having lunch with Osama bin Laden's brother or cousin that day or the day before 9/11. So there's some business dealings going on that they don't even talk about. Another fact that can be verified. After 9/11, they shut down air traffic for a few days. No planes were allowed to fly. The only plane that was allowed to fly was bin Laden's family. They put them on government jets and flew them out of the country. They let them go. They set up bin Laden to take the fall for this.
Why would the government want 9/11 to happen?
Well, first and foremost, we were going to exert our influence over the whole world.
American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
Iraq and Libya, they're sitting on oil reserves. So we went into Iraq. We took their resources. There's tremendous money at stake here. This is all about the money.
So what role do you think George Bush had to do with this event, if at all?
I think George Bush went along for the ride. I think the real perpetrator, the real culprit behind it is the former Vice President, Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney, I would call Darth Vader. Dick Cheney was in charge of everything. He took control of the military prior to and on that day, and he choreographed. The Pentagon, just so you viewers know, is the most heavily defended building in the world. The pilot who allegedly was piloting the plane that crashed into the Pentagon, his name was Hani Hanjour, and he, according to the 9/11 Commission, was the worst pilot out of the bunch. Now, they supposedly were training on Cessnas, so he went to this flight school, and he was such a poor pilot that the instructors wouldn't even certify him on flying a single engine propeller. Yet, he is supposed to have taken this commercial jetliner and done some aerobatic maneuvers to bring it in almost ground level and go into the side of the Pentagon. So at the time it had an active surface-to-air missile defense, so they could shoot down incoming planes. There are more security cameras around the Pentagon, even back then. The FBI confiscated between 80 to 90 videos they have of what hit the Pentagon. They won't release it. Like I said, the more you investigate, the more you don't want to look at it. 9/11 is the biggest lie of our lifetimes.
A lot of questions we need answers. How is this possible? And what footage of this remains? Probably a lot, right? They probably got cameras everywhere. This video is all that's really out there. It's just this, but why? Do they not have cameras on the Pentagon? Let's go find out. Keep in mind that the Pentagon is one of the most heavily guarded buildings in the United States, if not the most. You're now entering the Pentagon reservation. Let's go. So, looks like we made it to the Pentagon. Take a look. This is where Flight 77 hit the Pentagon wall. Let's go. Do you guys know which side of the plane hit, actually?
Yeah, this is the side the plane hit on. You can see already from here where it's lighter colored in the center.
Okay.
That's the section they repaired.
Oh, is there like security cameras all over the wall right there?
There are, and that's what you're seeing up there at the top.
Got it.
And you actually, if they catch you taking a picture, they will come out and confiscate.
Oh, really?
You cannot take pictures of the Pentagon. You can take pictures of.
Are we gonna take video?
Not of the Pentagon.
Got it.
He's going to lose your phone because if he doesn't put it down.
Oh, I see. So, yeah, is the videography different?
It's a camera. You're
I
taking
see.
a picture of the Pentagon. If you take a picture of that,
I see. So people don't take photos in front of the Pentagon?
You can go over to the memorial.
Got it. Well, I appreciate you looking out. Yeah, we'll go over there then.
I'm
yeah.
just telling you.
I talked to the lady. She basically said there's security cameras everywhere. Even if you look at those poles right there, you'll start to notice that those are pointing towards the walls. There's cameras over there, cameras over there, cameras over there, cameras over there, cameras everywhere. Point being, if a plane were to hit that wall, it makes sense that it would be captured on video. And how is the pilot able to perform that maneuver? Also doesn't make a ton of sense unless there's a pure freak accident. And secondly, how the hell does a passenger plane get even this close to this building? The security on here must be insanity. How is that possible? So just consider how low the plane had to fly and what maneuver it had to perform to hit the plane wall. There are a few frames in a sort of still framey video right here, but not a single video showing this full event occurring with context. So on this memorial, it says, on September 11, 2001, acts of terrorism took the lives of thousands at the World Trade Center in New York City and a grassy field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and here at the Pentagon. Now, while most people know about Flight 11 that hit the North Tower, Flight 175 that hit the South Tower, most people forget about Flight 93 that crashed in the middle of nowhere, Shanksville, Pennsylvania. At least that's the official story. The two basic theories here on Flight 93 are that either A, the passengers took control of the plane and heroically crashed it, or B, the passengers fought back, causing the hijackers to have to crash it in the forest. But if you Google it, you'll find kind of inconclusive answers. Now keep in mind, as Flight 93 is being hijacked, Dick Cheney has already sent out the order to shoot down any non-responsive, threatening-looking planes. So, 2 F-16 fighter pilots are looking for Flight 93. 6 eyewitnesses say that they saw a white jet flying low, basically hovering above the crash site, presumably an Air Force plane that shot down Flight 93 to protect anyone in Washington. The main body of the engine was found miles away from the crash site, comparable to what you'd see a heat-seeking missile do to an airliner. Conspiracy 3 states that the F-16 pilot actually did shoot Flight 93 with 2 missiles taking the plane down. A lot of conspiracies, but the question is, did anyone in Shanksville, Pennsylvania see anything? Let's go find out. Look at this. Farm County out here. Made it to Shanksville, a friendly little town, home of the Vikings. Let's go see what these people have to say. Hey there. You know about Flight 93? Yes. Do you know anyone who's seen it? Like when it crashed by chance? Yeah? You think they'd be interested in like a minute of talking about it? Okay.
The new fire chief lives in that brown house right there. I'd say he'd talk with you.
Question for you. Are you the fire chief?
So,
We were wondering if we had talked to anyone who may have seen it or knew anything about it.
Well, I was in high school.
Okay.
And I lived in Maryland. You might be able to find someone maybe at the store.
And after talking to a few trucks near the town market, a man who looked mysteriously similar to Sam Hyde approached me with information.
Were you around at the time?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. Did you see like first response go out?
A lot of activity. Just FBI, Secret Service.
Yeah.
Things like that coming in, setting up barriers around the area.
Some speculate a fighter jet may have shot it beforehand.
I believe that myself.
Yeah.
That's my personal believing. I grew up on part of the property that is now Flight 93 Memorial. My dad and my uncle were 2 of the people that had seen jets
Okay.
fly past. Several of the fire department members that had been on scene, and they said it was beyond what they would ever expected. An accident scene, I guess. You know, you got body parts and clothes and briefcases, and would have flew 3 more seconds. It could have took out Shanksville School.
You're right.
It could have took out, you know, who knows.
Did Al-Qaeda take the plane down, or did the passengers take the plane down?
I think the passengers took
Okay.
the plane down. There's conspiracy theorists that think that the second plane was actually shot down before it
Okay.
hit anything, but they wouldn't admit to that because that's killing everybody.
Sure. You believe that?
I don't know.
All right, let's take a look at the memorial. And it's important to respect that real people out there lost their loved ones, regardless of how it happened or who did it. The main questions conspiracy theorists have is, where did the evidence of the plane existing even go? How could the explosion of the plane have been so big that it left behind such little evidence? Would the government have had reason to shoot down Flight 93 if it ever presented a legitimate threat to hit the Capitol? Why would they jeopardize the plane hitting the Capitol? It is not insane to think that George Bush, as an example, would use 9/11 as a false flag to initiate war in Afghanistan, and then eventually Iraq. And ironically, guess where the Bush family's money comes from? Oil. Guess what they found in Afghanistan? Oil. Guess what they found in Iraq? Oil. My question is, though, if we as a society fail to ask any questions and blindly believe everything, then we will question nothing, which allows the government to do whatever they want, which is a problem. These 9/11 conspiracies are interesting. I have no clue if any of it is true. Who knows what actually happened?
Also, whoever has the most viewed TikTok or YouTube short using a clip from this video, I'll send you $500. Post however many times you want, but you must tag my TikTok/YouTube @ and put YouTube Tyler Oliveira in the title/description.
These 5 tanks are literally about to rain missiles upon this $500,000. And any money that doesn't get destroyed, I'm giving to Blake.